Okay. We're almost to the time when it goes on the internet. Okay, welcome to the Sunday meditation service. And I always want to thank, I never say anything about Louis. Louis is, I was, like hours after he was born, I went to see him. You know, I mean, that's how long we've known each other. And he's a magnificent talent, magnificent. And we're so blessed to have him. And I just have to get him to play a little slower sometimes, you know, that's all, because he just wants to go faster. And, you know, we're in a time now where meditation is the most important thing we can do, is just, even if it's 5 minutes, just doing that silence every single day, whether you do it when you're going to go to sleep or you do it when you first wake up. That's when you set your day. What kind of day is this going to be? Or when you go to sleep, what kind of a sleep am I going to have? Am I going to be elevated to dreams that are magnificent? So that's that connection. You can pray, and that's wonderful. But you're talking all the time to God. But when you go quiet, you're listening for that wisdom in that space that lifts you, elevates you. Each time you do it, you're elevated to another way of looking at life. Because when we pray from that place where we don't know anything, we can, you know, are we really into a state where we're really connecting or just talking? But once you meditate, then you pray after you've meditated, you're in an elevated state and you are a channel for magnificence, and you can really help this planet. So this is going to be a chant that I want you to repeat on with me. It's very simple. Here we go. I sense the stillness inside of me. I sense the stillness inside of me. I sense the stillness inside of me. I sense the stillness inside of me, calling me, calling me, calling me, calling me. A voice trying to guide me, a voice trying to guide me. Loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me. Ooh, I feel the presence within me. I feel the presence within me, calling me, calling me, calling me, calling me. I serve the force that begins me. I serve the force that begins me, loving me. Loving me, loving me, loving me. Ooh, I join the oneness around me. oneness around me. I join the oneness around me. I join the oneness around me. Calling me, calling me, calling me, calling me. I feel the love around 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 me. Loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me. Sense the stillness inside of me. I sense the stillness inside of me. Calling me, calling me, calling me, calling me. A voice trying to guide me. A voice trying to guide me. Loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me. Ooh, I feel the presence within me. 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 Calling me, 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 calling me. I serve the force that begins me. I serve the force that begins me. Loving me, 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 loving me. I join the oneness around me. I join the oneness around me. I feel the oneness around me. I feel the oneness around me. Calling me, 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 calling me. I serve the force that begins me. I serve the force that begins me. Loving me, loving me, loving me, loving me. I am sustained by the love of God. I am sustained by the love of God.
Good morning, everyone. As most of you know, we're in a clear cycle as far as the state is concerned. If you've been vaccinated, you don't have to have your mask on. We would ask you that if you're going to the bathrooms or in the lobby, to wear your mask. But when you come inside and you're sitting here now, you can be without a mask. And we have a picnic somewhat indoor taking place after the second service today. So, but you have to bring your own supplies, what you're going to eat. There's no sharing or potluck. But there'll be a lot of good conversation, so you can come back and share with us. And we'll be basically mask-free, the way we are in a restaurant anyway. There'll be tables set up for that. There's a story about a Swiss researcher who 15 years ago wanted to study the hypothesis that stress causes ulcers. And so he had his laboratory, commandeer 5 dogs that he was going to experiment with. And after working with them for 2 weeks, he gave them back. And he stated that it's not possible to really cause a dog to have stress. He says you can do things to them. They'll run away, they'll whimper, they'll cry, but as soon as you stop doing it, they'll stop being stressed. So his research was useless in that respect. I really like what Eckhart Tolle has to say in his book, Stillness Speaks. The playfulness and joy of a dog is unconditional love and readiness to celebrate life at any moment, often contrasts sharply with the inner state of the dog's owner, depressed, anxious, burdened by problems, lost in thought, not present in the only place and only time there is, here and now. One wonders, living with this person, how does the dog manage to remain so sane, so joyous? So there's a testimony to that. And if you've got problems with stress, maybe you need to pick up a dog and see if you can get some guidance from that. So I'm going to share a story with you that reveals this whole concept of man's sickness, mankind's disease, mankind's ongoing problem. The underlying problem has been understood since the beginning of time, but we're only going to go back as far as the time of the life of Jesus. I'm going to read to you this story from the Gospel of Luke, starting with chapter 38, starting with chapter 10, verse 38. Now as they, the disciples, went on their way, he, Jesus, entered a village, and a woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving. And she went to him and said, Lord, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve all alone? Tell her to get up and serve with me. But the Lord answered her, and this we can put up on the PowerPoint. But the Lord answered her, Martha, Martha, you are stressed and troubled about many things. One thing is needful. Mary has chosen the good portion, which shall not be taken away from her. Martha, Martha, you are stressed and troubled about many things. One thing is needful. Mary has chosen the good portion, which shall not be taken away from her. And this is another indication of the truth that the masters down through the ages all realized, because they took to task their own awareness. They spent quite a bit of time in introspection and meditation, which is something that many people, especially in the Western culture, are not very much in touch with. Introspection and meditation. In other words, checking in to see what is going on from within you that actually might have some effect on what's taking place around you. And so that's something that we have to understand. We have to gain a wisdom that introspection and meditation are essential if we're going to come to that mystical state of consciousness that we are seeking, which is the consciousness of God, the consciousness divine, the consciousness we were born to ultimately live and carry on our lives in. So there's no idea of a separate, distant heaven in some place beyond your body life. If you gain the consciousness of God here, you will live in the consciousness of God forever, wherever you find yourself, in whatever incarnations you may be going through. So people in the Martha consciousness must believe that the goal of life is attaining worldly success, some type of material, prosperous, successful, ongoing lifestyle. And if you check people out that supposedly have attained a certain amount of that material success, even become very wealthy, too often you see that they're not capable of being in a state of peace or harmony, a state of accepting the moment just as it is. I know for many years I worked in the world, and I actually worked in advertising. And you want to see stress, just work in the world of advertising for a while. So the whole concept of divine peace is incumbent upon us coming to the realization that there's nothing really wrong with cultivating a lifestyle of well-being. You're materially well off. You've arrived at a certain place where your needs are taken care of. Nothing wrong with that. What turns out to be the problem is that the striving for more keeps us forever reaching out to try to make the world work to bring us fulfillment. Fulfillment cannot be found in striving after the world, no matter how much of the world you manage to gain. Fulfillment only comes by discovering that your destiny is to become an enlightened being. So it wouldn't matter where you find yourself in life, what conditions, what circumstances in which you find yourself, you would have that divine peace and the ability to bestow harmony and love. To the degree that you're not capable of bestowing harmony, peace, and love, to that degree you have work to do. And that's all there is to it. There's only two roads. On one road, you really believe that, I can make the world work to such a degree that I will acquire peace of mind. Never happened You have no way of accomplishing that. What needs to happen is you need to come into alignment with life as it appears moment to moment to moment. It doesn't mean that you give up your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. It means that they no longer are leading you into a stressful situation with life itself. That whatever interruptions or interferences come your way, they don't throw you into a state of stress, anxiety, chaos. Can you get there? Can you be there? You can't be there without introspection and meditation. You have to discover what a joyful life it is to be free of the chiding mind of the incessant ego. More. You could actually define the problem of the Western society. It lacks the understanding. It's not capable of understanding enough. Enough. And so you see greed continuing on and on and on. There's never enough. On every level, there's never enough. More is better. But that simply is a definition of unenlightenment. So, as we continue on our journey here in unity, the object is to become enlightened. And to become enlightened, we have to take to task our own awareness. And we have to find a certain balance where we know how important and valuable peace of mind and harmony actually are. And to do that now, we're going to have to stop treading water. We're going to have to swim. And we're all in this together. We can't continue to tread water in the limited quasi, I'm almost involved with the spiritual truths I'm listening to. Now we swim. Now we must come to understand the hard part, the high hurdle leading to enlightenment. It is this. If you don't take anything else away from this talk, take this with you. It is not possible to get ahead. Not possible to get ahead. And so that brings us to the real depth of spiritual understanding. Why is it not possible to get ahead? Because of this. Can we have this PowerPoint up, please? You can read this in the Old Course in Miracles text, page 358, or the new edition at 384. There is nothing outside you. That is what you must ultimately learn. For it is the realization that the kingdom of heaven is restored to you. For God created only this, and he did not depart from it, nor leave it separate from himself. The kingdom of heaven is the dwelling place of the Son of God, or you could have written it, the sons and daughters of God, who left not his Father and dwells not apart from him. Heaven is not a place, nor a condition. It is merely an awareness of perfect oneness and the knowledge that there is nothing else, nothing outside this oneness, and nothing else within. Can we take that back again, please? Thank you. There is nothing outside you. How close can you get to that? That is, by the way, not a speculative idea. That is the rock bottom truth. Listen to it another way. The part is whole, and the whole is in every part. The part is whole, and the whole is in every part. There is nothing outside you. That is what you must ultimately learn, for it is the realization that the kingdom of heaven is restored to you. For God created only this, and he did not depart from it, nor leave it separate from himself. The kingdom of heaven, we continue the slide, is the dwelling place of the Son of God, who left not his Father and dwells not apart from him. So you see that each part becomes the Son of God. Each part becomes the Son of God. Isn't born that way, but becomes that way because as one lives and continues to live, one is seeking to understand what it means to be truly happy, truly alive, truly at peace. So you will eventually come to this, that the whole part, the whole thing is inside you. And that is why introspection is necessary. Because you are living in the world you are creating. Listen to it carefully. Heaven is the dwelling place of the Son of God, so that anyone that becomes the Son of God enters into that consciousness is in the kingdom of heaven, or the consciousness of God. Who left not his Father, is not separate from God, and dwells not apart from him in the outer-directed, illusion-driven world. Heaven is not a place nor a condition. It is merely an awareness of perfect oneness and the knowledge that there is nothing else, nothing outside this oneness and nothing else within. So with that, you see how what we have said in previous weeks about practicing the presence of God, the practice of the presence of God, is moving the mind away from its worldly endeavors, so totally committed to them, and bringing the mind into its core nature, made in the image and likeness of God, the soul nature of being alive truly, and not having been taken away, led astray, but being here, courageously here. And when you're one with God, everything you know and everything you need is one. So you see, the difficulties and the problems that seem to appear to be outside of us, and we say, well, he's causing this to happen, or they're causing that, or these conditions or circumstances causing me to be really upset, unhappy, I've got it, on and on and on. The world of they, them, he, she, it, are all there by virtue of the depth of your beliefs. Your mind is the source of the life you are living. If you don't like the life you are living, you have to become enlightened. You have to take to task your own awareness through introspection. You can no longer live in the ignorance that the world shares. Because in a sense, what you're doing is you're overcoming the world. You're transcending the thinking you were born and raised in. Not easy, because we've grown so used to being ignorant and living in conflict and suffering. But there is a destiny. There is a place, an experience that makes all other experiences meaningless. It is called God consciousness. This idea of meditation and introspection is not just the goal of meditation, but it is to come to realize the futility of trying to get ahead, the futility of the incessant thinking to plot, to make things serve you better, to control what circumstances appear to be outside of you. When if you were to move within and release the limited fears and concerns that generate that thinking, then that which you see outside of you would conform. You would live in harmony. You would live in peace. You see, what we do is we're forever stressing about personal conditions and circumstances which we believe are foisted upon us by life. Or we're stressing about conditions and circumstances in the world, the insane world. Is it wrong to not care about what the politicians are doing? Is it wrong to not care about what the talking heads on television are saying? Is it wrong to ignore all of the insanity that is propagated through the computer, through the internet? Is it wrong to just not want it to be part of your thinking? So in the East, they call this the monkey mind that has never stopped chattering, it's never stopped thinking. Eckhart Tolle calls it the incessant thinking. Forever planning, plotting, wanting, grabbing. It can never bring you home to truth. Only the determination to take to task one's awareness through introspection and meditation. But there are things that are helpful, and this is something very helpful from Eckhart Tolle. Can we have this next PowerPoint, please? You can read this in his book, A New Earth, on page 203, paragraph 3. A vital question to ask yourself frequently is, and now that's introspection right there. A vital question to ask yourself frequently is, what is my relationship with the present moment? Then become alert to find out the answer. Am I treating the now as no more than a means to an end? Do I see it as an obstacle? Am I making it into an enemy? Since the present moment is all you ever have, since life is inseparable from the now, what the question really means is, what is my relationship with life? This question is an excellent way of unmasking the ego in you and bringing you into the state of presence. Can we take this back again, please? A vital question to ask yourself frequently is, what is my relationship with the present moment? Then become alert to find out the answer. Am I treating the now as no more than a means to an end? Do I see it as an obstacle? Am I making it into an enemy? Since the present moment is all you ever have, since life is inseparable from the now, what the question really means is, what is my relationship with life? This question is an excellent way of unmasking the ego in you and bringing you into the state of presence. Once again, the state of presence is that state where we are no longer tossed to and fro by our concerns for what is going on in the world. So you say, well, gee, isn't that like copping out? Here's what you are actually doing if you are practicing these truths. You are adding to the overall harmony of the collective whole, because we are one, and the part is whole. As you recognize that, everything around you is benefited. Everything around you receives the harmony that you are now experiencing, since you have rejected the talking heads and the political scene and all the stuff that gets the adrenaline going and gives you the sense that you could be right and they could be wrong, or somebody needs to be fixed, or something has to be done. There never has been in the world a time when that insanity was taking place. It's always been taking place. Only the masters have decided, why should I be tossed to and fro by all the changing tides of circumstance? They are motivated by insanity, and those that follow it are themselves insane and corroborating with the insanity. Last week I said, oh, you're here. See, I never know when I'm done. How did you get in here so quietly? All right. I'm just spirit. Okay. We have to get you something, a big bell or a gong. I've gone overtime now. Yeah, well. Okay. Thank you for recognizing that. I'll buy you lunch. Okay, I've said it, but I'm going to say it again. Down through the ages, it has been known. And what is the admonition from the creative intelligence that has given us life? Be still and know that I am God. Not your human thinking self. I am it all. Come to me and you will be free. Oh. Okay, I was going to do a contemplation. Go ahead. Play away.
You want to do something else?
I was going to do a contemplation, but I think that we'll take this particular thought. If you don't have a particular meditation technique, I am in you, you are in me. I am the truth that will make you free. Be still and know that I am God. as we go forth from this meditation to those places we occupy in time and space. Let us be more awake in practicing introspection and meditation. For this opportunity in every moment, we give thanks. And to this we say, Amen. We will take an offering for unity now. As we do this, I'd just like to remind you that last month we were $9,000 short of paying our way. So, and this may go out to some of you watching on the screen, maybe you could open up a little more, support this ministry if you're tuning into it and getting some insight, some understanding and healing. So with that in mind, we have these different ways that you can tithe to Unity of Boulder. And of course, for those of you that are here in the physical, we have a basket in the lobby. Again, I invite you all to join us for our indoor picnic after the second service. And now let's bring to mind that financial gift you'd like to make to Unity of Boulder. And let's bless it with this affirmative prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. Believe it. Amen.
In each decision I make, how will it affect the future? And all life in each decision I make, how will it affect the future? And all life, and all life, and all life.
I neglected to make an announcement. Next Saturday at 10 a.m., we'd like to have some volunteers, if you can show up, to weed the garden. We have a beautiful garden out there. It needs some weeding, and you can come on out and enjoy it. It's a beautiful place, different spots to meditate. And so, 10 o'clock next Saturday.